So for the wood in the lounge, we've had an infestation of, I think they're called like Vrillettes in French. I don't know what the English is. I'm guessing it's either like a woodworm or some kind of beetle that eats the wood. So some of these pieces of wood are a little bit fragile. And today I'm going to give them a treatment with some stuff called Xylophene. That's probably pretty nasty, but it's meant to be pretty good against them. The only problem is we've got to take off the varnish first, because it doesn't really get into the wood very effectively unless you do. So first of all, it'll be a spot of sanding, and then Xylophene, and then after that, I'm going to try and fill all of the little holes with some filler, and then kind of afterwards we can probably stain it to get it back to the original colour. I've also got this stuff called like wood hardener. So I think a couple of the pieces that we found were actually quite soft and degraded. So if I find any like that, then I might sort of use some of this wood hardener as well. Right, so let's crack on. Right, so here we go. So I won't be doing the whole floor like this. I've got a more powerful sander for that job. But I'm just keen to kind of do a test area really and see kind of how easy it is to apply and whether there's any problems when trying to sand, and also just get a sense of like how thick this varnish is. I think I'm actually through to the wood already, so we might not need to hire a sander just yet. Because we can probably just use what we've got here, but yeah, we'll see how it goes anyway. How do I open this? So I'm pretty happy with that. I think you don't need to do an awful lot of sanding before you can start painting this stuff on. Obviously we've got quite a lot of floor to do, so I'm not sure this little sander will be quite up to the job. Anyway, I'll close that up for now. Pretty nasty stuff.
So back in 2016, we hand sanded our floor at home in the UK, in London, and we used a circular hand saw, but it took so long, it took like 3 weeks. We sort of vowed that next time we would get a proper industrial floor sander, which we did. We hired one, and which Chris used very effectively, but I wasn't really happy with the result because there's lots of little lines, I don't know if you can see them, that cut across the grain, which is the challenge with a parquet floor, because it's really hard to sand with the grain with a big sander. So we're now hand sanding out all of those scratches or cross grain sanding marks, and to be honest, I'm not sure whether it's any quicker than it would have been to just do the whole thing by hand in the first place. special offer. So for the last 10 hours, 14 hours or so, we've been hand sanding. We bought another belt sander and we've been diligently sanding out all of those scratch marks. And now I'm thinking actually maybe we need to do the ones that run with the grain too, just to make sure it all looks uniform. When I tell Chris about this, he might divorce me. So I'm a Virgo, so I'm not sure I can let it go. I think we're just gonna have to keep going. Basically what I've done is I have filled in all of the little holes around the room. I now need to sand them down. It's a good opportunity to use an even finer paper, so I'm down to, this one's 150, I was using 180 earlier, but it was proving a little bit slow. But having filled in all of the holes, hopefully I'll be able to see if any new ones pop up. I can just squirt a load of the treatment in. Hopefully getting rid of the last few fellas before we start putting the varnish on. But yeah, there's quite a lot to do. Right.
Hello world, wake me up to another good morning, time to go. Got that smile upon my face, cause there's excitement in the chase, this I know. Yeah, I'm going for the ride and find myself, I am alive, and I soar. Still I run toward the wind and let the challenge draw me in, cause I want more.
So I have this beautiful piece of oak which was really expensive. It cost, I can't remember, no idea, I think 40 euros or 30 or 40 euros. Just for a single piece of oak, which kills me a little bit because there are pieces of furniture which, like this thing over here, which you can buy for about sort of 50, 60 euros. And actually, for some of the oak ones, if you took them to pieces, you could easily retrieve this much oak. But I looked at a table in Emmaus, and I was just thinking, it'd be wrong to take it to pieces. Just for the wood, when someone could use a perfectly good table, so I left it. So yeah, and instead I bought a new piece of oak, and the plan is to try and recreate some of these parquet floorboards which have been completely eaten by I don't know if they're wood beetles or They're quite big holes for woodworm. We have plenty of small holes in this room in the floor. These are big holes, like 1.5, 2 mils wide. So I'm thinking there might be like wood beetle. Anyway, Chris is currently sanding the floor downstairs, and then we're going to kind of treat it again. But in the meantime, I'm going to use this board to recreate these parquet floor pieces. So let's crack on. Okay, so this, I think it's called the rabbiting bit. Basically, you've got lots of code with lots of different size wheels on, and you can swap the one that's on there for a larger one. Basically, I just need to kind of keep going to the middle. Right, now we're talking. Put the rabbit in the collet. It's called. Right, so I've tidied up my workspace a little bit. Basically, all I've done is drill a hole through a piece of wood, and then using the kind of base plate from the router, I've, I don't know where it's gone, here it is. Yeah, I basically used that as a guide to mark out where the hole should be. And now I should just be able to stick it on. With these bolts, I'm hoping I can literally just feed it up through the hole and into, the most important thing with DIY, particularly if you're an amateur, is loads and loads of patience, because it takes so long to get everything right. Okay, so this is quite a basic router table, but I'm hoping that in time I will adapt it and make it even better. But for now, we just need to make quite easy, straightforward cuts. Right, it's Saturday morning and it is the beginning of 2 weeks of holiday that we've got, which is brilliant. It means finally we'll be able to make some real fast progress on some of the DIY jobs we've got around the Chateau. We have the Chateau DIY film crew arriving today, actually. God, they're coming today, but they're coming a little bit later than usual. Normally they come at the crack of dawn. Today they're going to be coming sort of about lunchtime, which means we can hopefully get ready for their arrival. But yeah, I'm quite excited. It's sort of, there's loads going on at the moment. Got family coming out as well, so we've got to get ready for them. And yeah, it's just, I'm hoping it's going to be a really good 2 weeks. I'm still having some challenges with the wrist because yeah, I didn't ever get full functionality of my thumb back, unfortunately, after breaking my wrist.
and so I might need more surgery to get that sorted out, but I can pretty much do most things with it now. I just can't sort of lug heavy bricks around. So it probably means we'll be focusing on the inside of the property, and doing work on the salon and possibly the dining room and finishing off some bedrooms. But yeah, it's lots to do. So yeah, let's see how we get on.
Oh, we are all looking for adventure. We are all looking for adventure. We are all looking for adventure. We are all looking for adventure.
We've got samples of. I think this was our favourite floor, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it feels like it's too dark with that paint now, isn't it?
Really? Could work, but I know what you mean. There's just something that's not quite right about it. So it's between this one, and this one. I wasn't expecting to like this one, but I kind of do actually. You're not
It's
so
quite
sure.
brown from here.
Yeah.
Right, so
Chris is taking the piss at me because I start every video with right, so we are in the lounge or the salon,
we are the lounge.
and we are basically about to start the serious work in here. First off, all of these plug sockets aren't earthed, so we've got the electrician coming on Monday.
Which is a couple of days' time.
Yeah.
What is it today? Saturday. So we have ripped off all of the, what are they called? Skirting boards.
or
God, I'm
plinths.
so tired.
Plinths in French.
And we were going to have to like make a channel for the new cable. And then when I was doing it over there, I discovered there already is. They've chased the whole thing in already, which saved us a massive job. But during the process, we found like this incredibly long, maybe 5 meters long, like root thing that had, like, basically a plant had been growing behind the skirting board along the channel horizontally. So literally like pulling it out meters
long.
and meters.
Yeah, a
With
huge
like
root system.
tentacles everywhere. So a while ago, Jolyon did a video about finding some plants growing underneath that windowsill, and then he investigated it, but I won't ruin that video. But you can check it out on the link somewhere around here. But we're just taking the skirting boards off so the electrician can put in a new one of these basically to earth all of the plugs. And I just pulled it out and I've literally found like the world's longest root, literally growing in the crevice all the way around until you get a close up like this. Look at this. It's like moist, so it's still alive. And for a minute we were like, oh no, it's probably dry rock, because there's all these like tentacles everywhere, but I think it's literally just this root. It's literally like something out of Stranger Things. It's
Yes.
like, tentacles are everywhere.
I can't quite believe the length of that root. It's literally like meters long.
Yeah, it's taller than I am.
So we have like part of the orangery has like a flower bed just on the other side of this wall, and there's no like plants in it anymore. And I do wonder whether this is like an old problem that has sort of happened before, and that's why they took all the plants out of there, because it might have just been coming through the wall down here, and then just sort of spreading and growing out. But yeah, it's a bit weird, really, isn't it? It's sort of quite creepy.
I want to find
I
out.
think it might actually have been that tree of
Life.
Tree of Life. Is it Tree of Life? Or?
Yeah, it's got like one tree of life.
We've had it in the orangery. We've been pulling these bloody things up all over the place.
But it's out now.
Yeah.
Then we dried it out a bit, sprayed it with, what did you spray it with? Some chemical
Just loads
stuff?
of weed killer basically. Yeah. So hopefully that will like soak into the brickwork, and so that will kill off any other weeds. Yeah. And there is some like damp in the bricks, so I'm sort of thinking. There's basically these kind of little areas where I think water might be getting in, and I think we might need to do something on the outside to try and improve that.
Mainly over by the window, isn't it?
Yeah, you can kind of see we've had to pick away at the plaster a bit where it was kind of
where some damp was coming through. We'll try everything really to try and make sure that it doesn't come back. So we've just moved to try and give you a different flavour of the room. Hopefully, if all goes to plan, we will be installing panelling around the room and a dado rail. And then
it's a big room and they're quite plain walls. It needs a bit more architectural interest and detail.
Very big open spaces. The curtains, we spent a long time looking for the perfect curtains. We want something that's really dramatic and pops, but at the same time, like, we're going really dark in this room. So, and are we still going to do the whole ceiling as well?
I keep on going back and forwards.
Yeah, me too.
We're going to find out, but ideally we were going to do the walls the same colour as the ceiling.
It's got the architectural features, so that I sometimes find if you follow the colour through over the ceiling, it really draws the eye to the architectural features. You probably wouldn't want to do it if it was just a square box room, but when you've got this beautiful cornicing, it kind of actually draws your attention up to the features, but also to any pictures that you have on the wall. So if we can get some really nice pictures, the colour will really pop out. And
And a lounge doesn't need to be light and airy. You spend it in the evenings getting cosy, don't you?
Yeah.
With glasses of wine and things like that.
I don't know where mine is. We've got the sofas already. Love those. And we've got some like quirky little things we've got in a brocante, like a really nice little card table. This is it. It's not in here.
No, it's in the orangery one.
Basically, it kind of looks like a side table, and then you can extend the legs out and pop it open. It's really cool. But
that's probably it.
And it should be a really interesting, but it'll be quite hard work, this project, I think.
I can't wait to have a real nice space to relax in.
Yeah. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
We better get to it. But bon as well. Bye.